Today on What's Next.
I believe when you get older, you should have magic moments and passions because older people have to have something to look forward to.
I don't want to sit in the rocking chair. I want senior citizens and the disabled to know that they can do much more. They can do more than they think.
We put so much weight on our birth date, but really that says so little about us because it depends on the kind of people we are.
Hi everybody and welcome back to Growing Boulder headquarters for another episode of What's Next. I'm Mark Middleton, ready to share some inspiration in the form of passion, purpose, and possibility. My nicknames for Bill Schaefer, Cecily Wilson, and Amy Sweezy. So let's start with purpose, aka Cecily. Cec, we are blessed with the opportunity to engage daily with ordinary people that are living extraordinary lives. I know I enjoy it, you do as well. Who or what has been a source of inspiration for you lately?
It's going to be very simple. People. Every day I'm inspired by someone, whether it's a random person or if it's someone here in this office or someone that I work very closely with. Every day I'm inspired by the generosity, by the love, by the just the determination of others who are deciding to do something different. So I get inspired every single day.
Great point. It's everywhere if only we take the time to notice it. And that's a great note to start us off with today. And I'll add one of my own. This is an accomplishment that has inspired people worldwide. It happened at the Louisiana State Senior Games where 105-year-old Julia Hawkins was determined to become the oldest woman in history. The oldest woman ever to compete in a sanctioned track and field event. Now, we started at Julia's house where she lives alone, and she told me that her quest was twofold. She wanted to collect magic moments for herself, and she wanted to deliver some inspiration for others.
I also have had so many people say, you're what I want to be when I grow up, or you're my example. And if I'm being left here in life for just that, that would be good enough to set an example for a lot of people if that's what I'm doing. I'd like that. I believe when you get older, you should have magic moments and passions because older people have to have something to look forward to, something to be ready for, something to care about. And I do care about a lot of things. I care about flowers and birds and sunrises and sunsets, and I've seen so many wonderful things in my life.
And she's not done yet. Back on the track, she's ready for another magical moment.
Jason, Miss Julia Hawkins is 4635.
Oh my goodness, where's the track?
Right there. Right there. It's ready for you.
You know, keeping your balance is hard when you're 105. Just standing still is hard.
But Julia didn't come to stand still. She's here to become the oldest woman to ever compete in a sanctioned track and field event. She's ready to run, and so are those who've come to witness history.
Yay! Come on, let's get this show on the road.
On your marks. Set.
All right, here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go.
Unable to see more than 2 feet in front of her, but inspired by the cheering crowd, Julia isn't just running. She's adding another magical moment to her collection. It took her 105 years to get here, to this moment, and just over 62 seconds to get the job done.
The wind was bad, it was cold, and all those things, but I still wanted to do it. And I had a lot of friends gonna be here today. Students I taught from 3 different classes are here today. And I wanted them to feel that their teacher did well.
I will say she did well. Julia's time, as you might have heard, was 1 minute and 2 seconds, which is now the world record in the 105 to 109-year-old age group. And this thing is for certain, guys. It's a record that will be broken, largely because it was witnessed by millions. It will not only inspire others, it will change belief systems about what's possible, and not just in track and field. Bill, what do you think? What might be the impact? What might be the ripples of Julia's run?
This is like man landing on the moon in what it means. A human being, a 105-year-old woman, ran in a race. And when you sat down, Mark, and talked to her, it's not like a physical, she's into fitness, she's into people, socialization, and she wants to be kind, and she wants to inspire us. This is the triple threat. If we had to vote to allow someone to be 105 years old to spread the message, Julia Hawkins, it could not be a better choice. She's just amazing.
And she inspired me personally. I think, she's 105 in doing this. I'm half her age. I can certainly get up off the couch, because sometimes we make excuses. Oh, it's nice to just sit here and watch TV. And I think, if she can go and do this, then I need to get busy and get active.
And there is no excuse for any of us. Seeing this woman just do this and go at it wholeheartedly was just amazing. I'm like, okay, Cecily, get off the couch, the sofa, go and do something that people say that you couldn't do. And that's what she's done.
It tells us we can do anything at all. And Mark, I do want to get back to that because you went there. You sat with her in her home. She showed you her garden in the backyard. Tell us a little bit about the person, about what you thought when you hear this person, not talking about what happened then, but talking about magic moments to come and continuing to pursue the things that she's passionate about at 105 years old.
It's something, Bill, that I've heard before. It's something we've all heard before when we talk to active centenarians. It's a beautiful, powerful, common feeling among the very old. They all recognize life's many magical moments, or as another centenarian told us, I think her name was Marianne Cooper. Bill, you were there with me at a swimming meet in Mesa, Arizona. She told us that she collects life's little miracles. When we can't climb on a mountain anymore, when we can't scuba dive on a coral reef, our vision narrows, but our perspective somehow, if we allow it, becomes bigger and bolder and brighter than it ever was. We can see the beauty in the things that we've overlooked, the things that we've ignored for so long. And that's really what I learned from just walking in the garden with Julia Hawkins, is to stop and look and listen and see, because it's all right there in front of us. It's important to note that you don't have to be an athlete to reap the many benefits of participating in organized sports. Julia didn't start running until she was 100. In fact, she never did anything athletic until she took up cycling in her 80s. If you want to be inspired by others like Julia, Growing Boulder has a new podcast that you need to listen to. It's called Fountain of Youth, a weekly show in which we talk to senior athletes, to coaches, and to industry leaders about the power of participation in organized sports. It's available right now on Spotify, Apple Music, and more.
I am strong and confident.
Welcome back to What's Next. Now, imagine for a minute that you're going to meet this incredible person. I mean, a super volunteer, someone who works with the elderly through the Florida Council on Aging, who visits with foster kids as a guardian ad litem, who helps students at the University of South Florida. The list goes on and on. What would you think that person might look like? Then, if I tell you he's about to jump out of an airplane to raise funds for the FCOA, you'd think, what, young, strong? That's what I thought. Boy, was I surprised.
Hi, Norman.
Hey,
How you doing, man?
life is good.
Life is good.
I'm happy.
Norm Bumgard is one of the happiest guys you'll ever meet. His energy, his excitement.
I am strong and confident.
It's infectious. It's not at all what some would expect from an 84-year-old.
What are you getting ready to do?
I'm going to do a tandem jump
With tandem
out
jump?
of an airplane.
Out of an air? You're going skydiving?
I think about 13,500 feet.
No way, that's like 2.5 miles. You know,
I'm
you're
still
going to be
thinking about, but no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
And I sometimes get frustrated because I think some people look at me and think of me as, well, the poor old guy, he doesn't, and I kind of look at them and think, I'm sorry for him, but for them, if they don't realize that by aging, you can learn and stay engaged.
It's why Norm is on a mission, getting ready to jump out of a plane, partly to inspire us all to do more, and partly to prove that age doesn't have to hold you back from anything.
Today I didn't have to be pushed. I was ready. I just waited for him to tap. He didn't have to tap very hard. Once I got out of the plane, there was zero fear.
I love the free fall, and this time I didn't hold on to this. He told me they wanted to, to enjoy it, to really swing. I swung my arms like I was crazy.
Good job, Norm.
I don't want to sit in the rocking chair. I want senior citizens and the disabled to know that they can do much more. They can do more than they think. Now, I'm not suggesting they need to dare jump out of a plane, but they can do more than they think. And so stay in the game, stay engaged, and never give up.
Well, what do you think of Norm? How much more inspiring could that guy be? And I love what he said right there at the end. It's the best advice, especially coming from someone who's out there doing it. He said, stay in the game, stay engaged, and never give up. Hey, if Norm can do it, we can do it too.
We put so much weight on our birth date, but really that says so little about us.
Welcome back to What's Next. And as you know, here at Growing Bolder, we are on a mission to rebrand the way that the world views aging to a time of promise and possibility. And we're not alone in that mission. Tracy Gold is the host of her own talk show where she inspires women who are 40, 60 and up. And she's working alongside Growing Bolder to cover some important buzzworthy topics that don't get discussed nearly enough in today's world of ageist messaging. In our latest edition of He Said, She Said, Tracy and I shared our thoughts on milestone birthdays. When we're facing a milestone birthday, the ageist messaging that is surrounding us is supercharged. You know, we all of a sudden start thinking, my God, I'm a woman, I'm turning 50. I'm a man, I'm turning 70. You know, I have come to believe that the way to handle that is to attack your milestone birthdays in a positive way. And as you may or may not know, I am a competitive swimmer, and when you age up, you're in a new age group. So I just turned 70, and I 6 months ago got determined to hit 70 in the greatest physical shape I could be in. I wanted to be in the optimum health. I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be the right weight. I wanted to be strong. I wanted to be. So instead of kind of bemoaning the fact that I turned 70, I wanted to hit 70 in as powerful a way as I could. And I did that when I turned 60 and 50 and 40. And lo and behold, I think it's a pretty good strategy for dealing with a period when our culture, our friends, you know, all of this over the hill, black balloons, black cards, you know, it's just crazy. We should celebrate the fact that we've reached a milestone birthday.
So much of it comes from how we feel about ourselves and the messaging that we take on, right, Mark? Because the messaging is there, but do we take it on? Do we make it become our identity? Do we make it become and dictate to us how we live our lives? I said, hell no. I am not about to do anything just because I'm told to do it. I want to live boldly my whole life. Yeah. We put so much weight on our birth date, but really that says so little about us. So little, because it depends on the kind of people we are. It depends on how healthy we are. It depends on how passionate we are about living. You can have a person who is very young feeling very old, and the other way around. So I feel like we must encourage each other, Mark, as well. This is so great. Like, I love hearing your story about being 70 and going, yeah, I'm still going to do it. And this woman that's 105 and yeah, I'm still going to do it. And it makes us realize we're not alone.
You can catch more of He Said, She Said at growingbolder.com and, of course, on our Facebook page. And Amy, if I'm not sharing too much, I know you just celebrated a milestone birthday of your own. You turned the big 50. What was your mentality like going into your birthday? What did you think about it?
Well, you know, I thank Growing Bolder actually for giving me this newfound attitude about turning 50, because I too was raised in America and I was taught that, oh, after about 29, you never say your age again as a lady, you know?
Right.
But I know that I'm proud of what I've accomplished. I'm thankful that I'm still here. So many others haven't had the same opportunity to make it in life to 50. And I'm blessed to be surrounded by fantastic family and friends. So yeah, I'm ready to shout it from the mountaintops. I'm not embarrassed by my age. In fact, I'm proud, and I'm thrilled to let everyone know that, hey, look how good I am at 50.
Welcome back to What's Next. It's time now for the Your Take social media question of the week. And remember, you can join us on Facebook anytime and interact with the Growing Bolder community online. And this week we asked, what is something amazing that you've witnessed in your lifetime that you previously never thought was possible? We got some really fun answers to this one too. Think about that for a second. Now, Ron and Jackie and Irene, they thought they would never see man land on the moon. In fact, a lot of people still think we didn't, and it was a hoax. And here's a different one. Poor Jim, a lifelong baseball fan, never dreamed he'd live long enough to see the Cubs win a World Series. A lot of people think that was a hoax as well. They did it in 2016 after, what was it, Mark, like 108 years. And Jim thought that was kind of special. Another good answer was that we saw a lot was technology that sparked Renee and Lynn, the picture phone. They never thought we'd live to see anything like that, but boy, you know the drill with Skype and FaceTime and Zoom and so many more things. Now it's just a part of everyday life. So let's ask you, Cecily Wilson, what is something amazing that you've seen that you never ever thought would happen?
I know, well, I hate to say this, but I never thought I would live to see and have the first Black president kiss me on my cheek. I never ever thought I would ever see in my lifetime the leader of the free world look like me, and let alone be invited to the White House and have him kiss me on my cheek. What?
And how about female vice president, Cecily?
Hello, I never thought that either, so there you go.
Exactly. That's kind of mine as well, but also the technology. I think that's such a big one. Not just, you know, these little gadgets here that we carry around that we can take pictures with, but just, you know, the rockets constantly going up. We live here in Central Florida, so we watch the rockets go up from Cape Canaveral all the time. And the fact that we can have an app for anything.
And I'm going to go with you on that, Amy. I think it's in your pocket or your purse, you've got the answer to every question that humanity has ever asked before. You can hear any song, you could watch any movie, you could look at art. It's just so amazing what these things are. We take them for granted because we all have them now, but oh my gosh, the way these have changed everything.
You know, I'm really not surprised by anything anymore, but I think I'm most amazed on an ongoing basis by GPS, you know, which is getting better than ever. The fact that my phone can tell me to move over one lane or turn right in 350 feet still blows my mind. Yeah. You know, folks, there is no question. We definitely live in a world in which just about anything is possible, and that's true in our own lives as well. In fact, a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist for the Washington Post told me years ago that the biggest story of our lives, the one thing that people are going to look back upon in 100 and 200 years that had the biggest impact on our culture as a whole, won't be this new technology that we're talking about, won't be some weird invention. It'll be the emergence of a new life stage. It's never before existed. The opportunity to continue learning, growing, making a difference, taking chances, having fun for decades beyond what's considered normal retirement age. The most important story of our lifetime is the opportunity for what's next. We'll see you next time.